Getting all of the unique buildings in Cities Skylines can be kind of a challenge, and so we're going to dive into some of the unique buildings that we still need to get and place within Zillawood. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. We are going to pull up the unique buildings tab and just go over some of the ones that we currently don't have. I do have quite a few of them. I do play with the European theme active on here, and so we have the European ones as well. And so the first one is the gherkin. Construct 2 instances of harbor. That's pretty easy. We actually already have one, though it's not counting it for some reason here. Maybe we actually don't have a regular harbor, so we could literally just plop 2 of those down and we would get the gherkin, which is pretty easy, and we could actually do that real quick. And so let's go into transportation, go over to boats, and we will take this guy, harbor, and we'll go bam, bam, and that should unlock it. Once it connects. That's right. The game's like, I want to make sure that they're working first, and so there we go. Bam, bam. Come on, turn on, turn on, turn on. And there we go. And that should show 2 instances. Oh, wow. So now that we have placed those 2 harbors, it wants us to place 2 cargo harbors, which is actually pretty common for these. And so we are going to go ahead and do that as well. We're just going to create a little harbor island over here. These would just be for display. The city would be like, why are you spending all this money on this? And bam, look, the gherkin. So a lot of them are super easy like that. And so you can actually try to play out the map while placing them down. We obviously don't need 2 new cargo harbors or 2 harbors, though a regular harbor might be smart. We only have the cargo terminal right now, so we actually don't have a regular harbor. So then the second one is the cathedral. 2,000 abandoned buildings in the city. That is quite a bit. We have 14. And so what you could do is just remove trash service or electricity or police, and any number of those would cause buildings to go abandoned because either the area's crime rate is skyrocketing or people's trash is just piling up and it's becoming septic. And there literally are an infinite number of ways that you could achieve this. If you were still trying to keep your city alive, then you could maybe separate the city. And so let's go ahead and give this one a shot, just because it could be interesting. And so let's go in here and we're gonna go all out. We are going to delete our power plants. This is pretty drastic. The city mayor would probably get fired. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Nuclear. I think that should be good. We got 4 of them gone. That should pretty much kill our electricity right there. Oh yeah, look at that. 748. So some of the city is, oh man. Look at, so a lot of this city is actually still doing okay, because we got a geothermal right there. We have the waste management complex, which does generate electricity. We have the 2 solar updraft towers right here, which does generate electricity. And so we are going to experience some serious issues with this. We may even need to restart the game after this just to see, because we're going to get some crazy abandoned buildings. Oh, look at this. Let's see how long, because the city's so large, the simulation doesn't run at a really fast speed, but let's go ahead and watch. Let's just watch this section. Okay, so it appears as though I have finally found... Oh, we're getting them now. Look at that. It is just going through. Everything's becoming abandoned. Look at all of this. It's turning into a ghost town. This is getting kind of spooky. This would be like those ghost towns. Look at our downtown. Man, this is just crazy. Abandoned skyscrapers. Man, and the trolley's still running. Let's see if there's a lot of people. So there's still a pretty decent amount of people in here for this to be an abandoned city. I would definitely, I mean, this would be something where you definitely have some YouTube videos on people walking through the city, like maybe even walking through some of these buildings. And so let's see what we're standing at right now. So, so we did reach the 2,000, but it says maintain for 4 weeks. This is a long time. I don't know. I think we'll maybe, because this is per week, weekly income. I think we have enough to be able to survive for 4 weeks with still being able to bring it back, though our city is probably going to be destroyed. This would be a huge crisis. This would probably be on national television. People would be talking about. City of Zillawood has lost entire power. Kind of like what happened with Texas last year when all the electricity froze out, though it didn't get to this extreme, but this is an extreme example because it's already been probably a couple months since they lost electricity, so people would just be leaving in droves. Yeah, look at that. We're already at 11,000 population. We are just losing so much population. This is crazy. We went from 150,000 people to 10,000, so this is like everybody. So who still has electricity? So I guess this little section right here is our industrial areas. It looks like mainly our industrial areas. This is, I mean, crazy. I don't know if we're going to be able to survive it. Well, yeah, we will. So we still have about 4.5 million left. And so we should be able to survive this to get this cathedral. And this is like really crazy. I guess the cathedral would be to pray for more electricity. Because this is just, it's a weird requirement for a cathedral. Like maybe the city is in just such a disaster, 2,000 abandoned homes, that they decide to build a cathedral. They're like, we don't know what to do, just build a cathedral. That'll be good. That'll fix everything. Man, we're losing our original town too. All these are going to have to be re-upgraded. I'm going to try to continue playing this too, because what I could do is just do this under a separate save and then just reload the city again and it wouldn't be in here. But I think we're just going to try to plop down some power plants again and see how long it takes to get back up to 150, because that's just, I mean, we're pretty far down. Up, their global happiness is pretty low. And we got 1 more week. We still got 3.5 million, so we're not bad. I mean, the university's open, so I mean the students would be doing okay, though it looks like they are having some water issues. But at least, you know, the kids in the dormitories would be it'd be somewhat okay. It looks like they are having police issues too, though. I would imagine that the police department would probably just give up. They'd be like, we can't do it, and then crime would just become rampant. This would just not be great. Hey, we got the cathedral. There you go. Perfect. So pause, and let's go in here and just replace these guys. And so, and you know what? It's so funny. We could, I guess, upgrade. So we had a solar updraft tower here. Let's do a nuclear one. Just because why not? Just because why not? We'll just put, so that was where the other one was. And then this guy was right. We'll do another one right there. We'll just come up here and do another one too. Just because why not? I think that is probably enough electricity. Though, yeah, there you go. That's way more than we need now, but it was what we needed. But the whole city's good now, and let's see. So we're still losing. We have about 3,000 population in this massive city. So these 3,000 people would just be going crazy. They'd be like, man, we should get out of here. This is not good. But it looks like they're happy at least, which is good. And so, and now we have a cathedral, so we might as well build the cathedral since we pretty much destroyed the city. So it will be a good spot for it. Let's try to look for, maybe we'll destroy something and we'll make like a memorial. I think that could be good. You know what? I think this little area right here looks pretty good. So what is this? This is a public library. So I think we're going to move the library. Yeah, I want it to be somewhere that makes sense. I don't want to just plop it somewhere. Because we have one right there too. I guess we don't really need this one. Because there's that one right there. I think we're just going to get rid of this guy. But then we are going to remove all this. And this is going to become a memorial to the city that once was. We can hit play since we have a long ways to go. So this would be an area for people who maybe used to live in the city. maybe they come back like years later and they're like, oh wow, they after that whole disaster, all they built was a little church memorial. They would probably be really upset. So, I think we're going to delete that guy too. We'll just go ahead and we'll get rid of all that. I just don't think we need this guy. And I think we'll get rid of that too. I think this is probably unnecessary, though we don't need it paused again. I don't know why I keep pausing it. We'll get rid of that too. And you know what? I actually think this is a pretty cool little design. We do want to create a little bit of a space for this though. And so I think what we'll do is go like that. And then let's see about putting in the cathedral. Yeah, look at that. The city, I mean, I think this is a win. You know, I think us losing the city but gaining this cathedral is definitely a win. I think the citizens too, as the city redevelops, they will see it as a win as well. They will overcome it. So here we go, and let's go ahead and put that in there. And you know, let's do some trees on the outside of it. But then let's decorate this up. I mean, this is a huge disaster, and so we would definitely need to at least make this a nice area for people to come to. This would be like the city's apology. Like, we're sorry for letting everything go abandoned. We tried. Because people would have just, I mean, it was a really dangerous time. Dangerous time to be in Zillawood. Yeah, you know, a lot of people survived it. A lot of people did okay, and so out of 150,000 people, we still kept, I mean, like, was it 5,000, something like that? And we're already, I mean, we're up at like, put those the same direction. And there we go, you know, and then let's go in here and do like a nice little tree. It sounds like we still have the... Not enough money. Oh wow, we're having some issues. Guess I had forgotten that we were still bleeding out $500,000 a week. That would have been important to look at. You know, and this would, I guess, be a good example of the city just not paying attention. You know, the city's building a cathedral while they're going bankrupt. I don't know if this is going to fix anything, but it's worth a shot. We can come in here and do that as well. Need a little bit of money. And bam, so we have, I mean, 290,000. It's not a lot, but let's see if we can survive it. I don't know if we can. This would be a pretty big disaster. I mean, we need a lot of residents. But we got the cathedral. That's really what it's all about. I don't think we're going to be able to survive this. You know, so I guess we could have just done a small section. Maybe 2,000 residents. That probably would have been a little bit smarter, maybe. But at least now we know that if we kill the city, that the cathedral's probably not worth it. You know, and it's not even connected to the electricity. Look at this. So it's not only did the city build a cathedral in remembrance of them destroying the city, but then they didn't hook up electricity, so people would just be coming here and they're like, oh, great. Though, I mean, it is a nice cathedral. I mean, it is, you know, it's nice having. These things are really impressive in real life, too. But it looks like, so we're at, you know, 128, 146, and we are just not doing well. I mean, we're gaining a lot of residents. I mean, 608, but we lost so much. It's probably going to take a long time for this to come back. Because I think we got to have, I mean, a ton of abandoned buildings. It's kind of funny. I thought I had the mod installed that automatically deletes them, but I guess not. And so, I guess it's just going to take a little while. Wow, even look at these high rises. This is just crazy. We're We're going in the red pretty far. We are going to definitely go bankrupt. Alright, so at least now we know what happens in the pursuit of the cathedral. And so if you want to try it in your city, I definitely would maybe do a smaller section of the city. Maybe just get rid of the power lines or something, or delete like a row around so you can have kind of like a fire line but for electricity. Or you could just cut back on the trash service maybe. That could probably be a more realistic approach, because then it would probably just segregate the city even more. And so we are going to do a little magic YouTube spin-off, and I will be right back. And bam! Alright, let's all have a brief moment of silence for the city that was. It's kind of funny, they rebuilt and they decided to demolish the cathedral and rebuild the neighborhood. I guess the neighborhood was just more in remembrance. They even put the little library back in the school. They were pretty upset. You know, the cathedral to the rest of the city was just not worth it, and so that's a good lesson. But now we have it in our repertoire, and so we can say that we did it. And it's done, and hopefully that one doesn't get deleted. And so, construct 600 city service buildings. Let's, you know what, this is kind of crazy. Maybe we could just do like a crazy huge row of these, but I mean 300 of these is a lot. Let's see if maybe we can do like a medical like wing. I think this, you know, would be a little crazy, but I wonder if that was it. Because we did get a little bit of a hiccup there. Feel like, you know, which one was it? Was it the Panda Sanctuary? I can't even remember now, but it looks like we did unlock it. So, construct 7 instances of multi-platform end station. And so now, I mean, this is pretty crazy. I don't know, maybe these are models. They're like mobile hospitals that this company is building, and they have just rows of them waiting for delivery, and then that's what the road is for. But the train as well, they just come in and they pick it up, and it even comes with a little parking lot in the front too, but they deliver it to an area, and it's actually a really low cost alternative rather than building your own medical clinics. And so this is actually a really big industry in Zillawood. This was a huge discovery for us. We, you know, in the pursuit of something great, I think it was the Panda Sanctuary, we discovered a whole new industry. You know, I mean, you never know what you're going to come across in this game. This is just, you know, great. And so I think we're actually going to leave those there, since they'll probably start going off one by one as the train starts coming to deliver them. Though these ones definitely look like they may be a little too low. I'm not... Maybe what they do is they lower them down to protect them from like the wind. And so maybe that's like a tactic. They probably just did this for the first time. They're like, you know, maybe if we put them in the ground, it'll be a little bit better. And so let's jump into the next one. 7 instances of multi-platform end station. This one should be a little bit easier. And so it does need to be placed roadside, which isn't the end of the world. So maybe we'll go like there. I mean, that one actually looks pretty good, you know. We don't want to be prejudiced against our locations. And so I think, you know what, that one is good too. Because you can never have too much access with these. I mean, you know, I always talk about access. So there's 4, we have 5. And so maybe 2 more. And these will be redundancies. And so I don't know if the city needs them, but... So that one's good, and this one's good, and we'll just an extra one for caution. So locomotive halls, we have gotten it in the city built. Some pretty fabulous multi-platform end stations. Though they're not connected to the railroad, they could still be used as like venues. People could use them for maybe parking. I know like in St. Louis, they converted an old multi-platform end station like this into it's actually really cool. It's like a market, and then they put a big Ferris wheel right next to it, like a huge one, probably about the same size as this guy. It's really big. but then it also has like a ton of shops, and it just looks really cool, and it was a great use of the space. And so let's dive into our next one. And so this one, I mean, we already have, but we're going to go ahead and just place the university right next to it so that maybe people could learn how to build the multi-platform end stations. Maybe that's what this is. It's just another modeling thing. And so let's come in here. So we have the media broadcast tower now. And so we need 10,000 squares of industrial zone built. This one's actually going to be hard because it does need to build. Though a meteor strike is going to be a little easier. All tax rates at most 4%. This is going to be tough. We are going to end up destroying the city again. So 5,000 squares of farming specialization. That's hard. Crime rate over 50%. So I think if any city defers building a courthouse until the crime rate is above 50%, the city planners or city officials should probably be fired. But we're just going to go ahead and go with it and do our best to regulate the crime rate. And so what we're going to do is just go through here, and this would be a huge mess in the city. The officials had decided that the police department was just too expensive, and so they're actually shutting them down in hopes that there will be volunteer police forces that sprout up. We'll even, police depot. We could have left that though as kind of like a way for us to gauge the police activity. It would have just been a helicopter depot. It would have been flying around everywhere like, this is mayhem. And there we go. Police free. Hashtag no more police. And we'll, hit play and see how this plays out, I guess. So we can go in here, and I don't know if this will destroy the city as much. I think the crime rate will definitely spike. But I feel like the city won't go abandoned as quickly. And so, because I think a lot of people, the crime doesn't become where people are rioting everywhere in this game. At least I don't believe so, because we should still have some savings from no longer paying the police department either. Our service budget should go way down. And so we went up by 1. We don't really have any pockets. This guy, but I think he pretty much stays like that. I think it's the accessibility of that building. For some reason, the crime rate's always really high there. And there we go. We have finally reached 50%. And that actually took a while. I had to let the game run for probably like 20 minutes or so. As you can see, we definitely are much more red and brown than we ever were before. So we can definitely see most of our transit hub areas are experiencing pretty high crime rates, as well as warehouses, parks, industry areas. There still are some blue areas, but it looks like they're places that are either farther away from roads or deeper in neighborhoods. Maybe they're just not as easily accessible. as well as our farming fields. I'm guessing people just aren't running into the fields and taking crops, which is good. I mean, if we're going to stay on the positive side. And then it looks like all of this stuff, you know what? It's funny. This actually doesn't register. So our mobile medical facilities are doing okay. It does look like they need electricity and water, though I'm not really sure since they're not operating yet. So we're just going to go ahead and leave those like that for now. And so let's go ahead and look and see if we unlocked that guy. Maintain for 5 weeks. So this is terrible. I mean, we're not really losing a lot of citizens. We did lose some, and we are not really losing a lot of money, and we're actually still 45 positive. So I think by lowering the money, the entrance fee on this guy down, it's compensating once again. So let's look at this. So yeah, like 62,000. So the bulk of our money is coming from this park, which I don't know if... Yeah, I mean, the crime rate's pretty high in this area too, so not only would people be paying $400 to go through our little snaked area, there's probably muggers like waiting at these little gazebos, and so they would be getting pocket checked like, hey, give me your money. And so it's definitely not something that we would want to promote within our city. This is not a safe environment, but the city has decided that they are going to withhold funds for the new courthouse until it is deemed necessary, and so there's actually rioting. Even though there isn't currently a city hall or a courthouse, people are just marching around in random places. It's not really well organized, but you can see this little transit hub still pretty busy. A lot of people are still using it. Yeah, 4,000. So even though the crime rate is high, people still feel safe enough to travel around, which is still positive. And I think that's why maybe we're not losing a whole lot of residents, though it does look like we're losing about 300 to 500 a week right now. But with 145,000, it's not really a whole lot. Not like what we had before. We do have a huge fire over here, though. I wonder if this is definitely an arson. I would probably assume so, since there is no police department. We still do have fire trucks, though, and so you can kind of see they're running around doing their job. And we should have a little fire helicopter as well. So he's dumping water, and so at least that's good. Even though we do have arsons running around the city, we at least have the fire department to put out the fires, which is positive. It looks like we actually don't have any other fires, and so that was just a little outbreak we had over here, which is good. I'm guessing they were just upset at the university or something. And so let's see how many weeks we have left. We did 1 week, and so we still have 4 weeks left. This was burned down too. Yeah, I guess so. We definitely have an arson issue because this is around the Opera House. There was a lot of really nice landscaping around here and some gazebos. And let's see the crime rate in this area. Yeah, I mean, the crime rate is terrible down here. So this is definitely the work of some more arsons. Probably the same people who did it over here, which is just not great. The second we're able to build that courthouse, though, the city's going to be saved. 3 weeks left. And voila, we have finally reached the courthouse. The city has decided, after many weeks of increased crime levels, that the courthouse is deemed necessary, and so they are going to begin development on planning and placing a brand new courthouse for the city. And so now our next one is the Old Market Street, and so I'm not entirely sure how to do these. I've never done walking tours before. And so I think we're going to leave it at that. If you guys would like to see me finish the rest of these, a lot of these are really easy, but like this one's another one. Unemployment rate over 50%. I mean, that's pretty big. I don't even know how we're going to do that. Probably just get rid of all the jobs. Destruction with no casualties. So, I mean, that one's probably pretty easy. You could just do a meteor, which we need to do the meteor anyways. And then 5,000 squares of organic and local produce. We actually have 2,000 of this, and we could just do that one pretty easily. You just designate whole commercial areas as organic and local produce. Win any 3 scenarios, which I've done a couple of the scenarios. I haven't done them all. Construct 3 instances of university. Win floodland. That's another scenario. So we actually don't have a whole lot left. And so if you guys are interested, I think we are going to do a natural disaster one, but let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested in this style of video. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one.